Hi everyone, and welcome to a brand new video with me, Shruti Vashist. In this video we're going to be speaking about why we find it hard to manifest a balanced relationship or a soulmate relationship, a relationship of this perfect love that we all know and desire, but we somehow it doesn't really land for us. Why is it? And this is especially if you have been in the manifesting community, you've been trying to manifest a soulmate relationship for some time, or even if you're not particularly into the manifestation process, but you have been doing the inner work and you have been desiring a soulmate romance and you feel that it hasn't happened. So then what can you do, and why is it that it hasn't been possible so far, and what can you do now? So I'll be speaking about that in this video. I think there's a pigeon there, it's very, very loud. Anyway, I hope there aren't monkeys. So if you would like to hear my thoughts on that, and then just keep watching this video. So before we begin, I'd like to tell you that below this video you can find links to work personally with me. There's links for a private session with me if you would like to have one, to manifest anything that you want. There's also this free guide, this free mini guide, it's like a mini course you can say, on manifesting a soulmate relationship and how to turn really any relationship into a soulmate romance as well. Then the third thing I want to say is that I have a course that's coming up as well that should be available soon. I'm working on it now. I'm putting some finishing touches, and that's also on manifesting soulmate relationships, and it goes really in depth. It's like a complete course. So now that you know all of those things, let's move into the subject of this video, which is why you find it hard to manifest a soulmate romance. And the main reason behind this is that if you have been trying to manifest a relationship that is of balanced love, and it hasn't been possible, and you've been doing, let's say, lots of manifesting practices, you've been doing the visualizations, and you've been doing those experiences and the different practices that are there when it comes to manifesting, but it hasn't yet happened and it leaves you disappointed. The main reason that I would recommend is because there are some deep patterns that we carry within, and these patterns, they come from our childhood. So it's called inner child healing, and what it's all about is that there's parts of us that felt rejected, that felt abandoned when we were little children, when we were toddlers, when we were babies. The way that things work in this world, when we are interacting with our primary caregivers, whether it's our parents, or usually it's our parents, but also other primary caregivers that were around us, and we couldn't take care of ourselves as a baby, right? So for our survival needs, we were dependent on our primary caregivers. And let's say we had this need, that was there. We all know how a baby feels when they have a need, like when they're hungry or they're sleepy or anything, like they scream so loudly. They make their needs very known in that way. But let's say, and the reason is because they're feeling it so intensely, right? As a baby, that's all you know, is how I am feeling. It's like a baby is still learning. It has come into this world, and it's like, it's all about the I I need this. It's all about the survival and what it needs. So essentially what happens is that the first time, let's say, that you wanted something and your parent did not understand, or they had to leave, let's say, or somehow it was not understood, or they disappointed you in some way, it leaves like this you can say wound within us. It leaves this impact that I cannot survive, and it can be quite intense, and when we are a baby, when we're at that stage, the body deals with it in a different way, so that the baby can handle it, the child, or whatever, toddler, whatever stage the child is at. But essentially the body deals with it in a way by segregating that. that trauma. Because for the child it is trauma, because if the child literally thinks that it won't survive, you see. So they go through that same experience of panic, of abandonment, of not feeling loved, all of these are very, very primal low emotions. But in order for that child to survive, the body segregates it, and that's why then what happens is that when we're growing up, those parts of us, then they play out, they come out when we're triggered. Like something similar happens in our relationship, somebody reacts a certain way, or we feel, our partner comes up to us, and just the way that they look at us, or they do something, or they say something small, and let's say it's not even their intention, but we take it as a sign of they're going to leave us, or they're going to abandon me, whatever it might be. So it brings up those feelings of I am not going to survive. And often when we don't even know this, it happens very quickly, of course. Doesn't it happen you're in a fight with the person that you're in love with, everything's fine 1 minute, and then suddenly it has turned to something else the next second. And it's because of these unresolved and unseen, you can say, emotions that are lingering there, these patterns. And then when we keep playing them out in our relationships, they become these patterns. So it's not all doom and gloom. I just wanted to take a few minutes to explain it in details. But really, the process of manifesting a whole relationship, a love relationship, a soulmate relationship, because that's what a soulmate relationship is, right? It's a reflection of our love, of true love. If you want to experience true love in the outer, you have to know true love here. So part of that is to recognize those patterns that we carry. And when all we have to do really is to become aware of those patterns. Like we see them playing out and we don't judge them, because there's a child that experienced that. So this process is called inner child healing. And I speak in depth about this practice, and there's a whole section on it in my new course that's coming up called Manifest Soulmate Relationships. But until that comes out, feel free to find my free guide below this video, which also has, it's like a mini guide to manifest soulmate relationships. So find that below this video too. But you can do these practices of healing the inner child, of recognizing and really just becoming self-aware. And the more that we become aware like this, our relationships start changing. Why? Because our own relationship with ourselves starts to change. And that is really the main reason that we haven't manifested a soulmate relationship. So yeah, as a result of these practices, we can fall deeply, just so deeply in love with our own self. And there's really just no greater feeling than that. And when we live in this complete self-love, this wholeness from within, there's very little that we need from the outer. The outer just comes to celebrate with us. So other relationships, whether that's a romance, a partner, a romantic partner, or other relationships, our friendships, whoever, they just come to celebrate that love with us, and then they become a complete exact reflection. So they become those soulmate relationships. We start experiencing that soulmate connection with just everybody, and not just even one person. So it's really that powerful. And I want to give you all these tools through how you can make that happen through my course that's coming up. But like I said, feel free to find that mini guide below this video as well. And I hope that you enjoyed this video. I hope that it served you in some way. Please give it a like if you liked what you heard today, and subscribe to this channel. I'll be making many more videos like this one, all about manifesting different kinds of things. Okay, so thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one.